Superintendent McCabe, board members, I don't see a commissioner tonight. I am Celeste Jordan, president of CCEA. CCEA is disappointed that Dr. McCabe has decided not to follow the established CCPS procedure on requests for reconsideration of books in the CCPS Media Center collection. There was an established procedure and committee, and CCEA does not believe the books should have been pulled from the shelves simply because of the larger number of challenges. CCEA believes that the process should have been followed and requests should have been processed in the order they received, understanding, yes, this may take longer than the 30 days in the procedure. That's the part that should have changed. The entire community needs to be able to trust that there are established procedures and that they will be followed. CCEA understands the concerns raised over the last several weeks. This is not a black and white issue. There are shades of gray, although not 50 of them. There may be books that, when reviewed as a whole through the established process, should be removed or limited to older students. But the key is that the book must be read and judged as a whole, not by a page or a chapter. CCEA is very concerned that Appendix J, Library Media Supplementary Material Verification Form, states that the titles have to be appropriate for all grade bands within a school building at the secondary level. This means middle school students will only have access to books deemed appropriate for 6th graders, and high school students will only have access deemed appropriate for 9th graders. How is that appropriate? In order to complete Appendix J with fidelity, a media specialist would have to read each book at a minimum once before putting it on the shelf. How is this realistically going to work? What about books about Pokemon, Legos, and John Deere tractors that kids love, but will absolutely not be reviewed by the standard sources listed in Appendix J and therefore won't be able to be purchased? What about books for students learning English as a second language? Again, they are not reviewed by standard sources. Are we not going to have books for students to read if their first language is not English? Cookbooks are also not reviewed by standard sources and are actually considered adult books. So now, are they not allowed in our schools? And I'm sure someone's going to say no one has questioned the cookbooks. But when procedures are changed, we must consider all possible outcomes, intended or not.